From the outside, royal dining looks like a world of glittering chandeliers, polished silver, and dishes plated with military precision. But behind the polished protocol lies something far stranger. For King Charles, meals are not just food. They are symbols, habits, and rituals shaped by tradition, personal discipline, and moments from a royal childhood spent under the weight of the crown. So some of these rules are centuries old, others are entirely his own, and a few are so unexpected that even former palace staff still raise an eyebrow. Tonight, we uncover the dining rituals King Charles follows to this day, and what each one reveals about the man behind the throne. But first, the ritual that sets the tone for everything that follows. A rule so strict, it has even baffled his own chefs. Number 10. The no lunch rule. If you think the king sits down every day for a grand lunch, think again. For decades, Charles has followed one of his strictest and most unusual habits: skipping lunch entirely. Former staff say he works straight through the afternoon, refusing any form of midday meal. He believes it keeps his energy sharp and his mind focused, a personal routine that dates back to his years as Prince of Wales. Even when travelling or hosting long engagements, he rarely breaks this rule. But here's the twist. This ritual has caused real confusion in royal kitchens. Chefs must plan state schedules around a king who refuses a meal the rest of the world sees as essential. What does it reveal? Discipline, and a preference to live by his own rhythm, even inside the palace machine. But lunch isn't the only meal where Charles breaks expectations, because the ritual he follows next is about a specific ingredient he avoids with near religious dedication. Number 9. The strict ban on garlic is completely banned from royal banquets, and King Charles follows the rule with iron discipline. This ritual actually began long before his reign. Queen Elizabeth disliked garlic for diplomatic reasons. She never wanted the breath it left behind while greeting leaders at close range. Charles has continued that tradition, but he takes it a step further. He avoids strong onions, heavy spices, and anything that might linger during long working days. Kitchen staff confirm this rule is non-negotiable. Even chefs traveling with him abroad must adjust entire menus to avoid the faintest hint of garlic. But wait until you hear the ritual he follows with honey, a rule rooted not in etiquette but in belief. Number 8. The honey ritual at breakfast. King Charles is known for his devotion to organic food. But one ritual stands out for its surprising symbolism. Every morning, he begins with a spoonful of honey, specifically from his own royal estates. This isn't just taste, it's connection. Charles has long believed in the deep relationship between land, nature, and health. His estates keep hives, and each jar is harvested under his watch. To him, honey is nourishment, medicine, and a reminder of his lifelong environmental mission. He even travels with his preferred honey, alongside one other unexpected item he brings everywhere: a specific type of fruit. Number 7. The seasonal fruit rule. Former royal chef Darren McGrady revealed one of Charles's most unusual dining principles. He refuses to eat fruit out of season. This isn't a dietary restriction, it's a philosophy. Charles believes food should be eaten at its natural time of growth. No shortcuts, no artificial ripening, no imported berries in winter. If strawberries aren't in season, they will never appear on his plate. Chefs say he will politely decline dishes that break this rule, even at official events. But as rigid as this sounds, the next ritual is much stranger, because it involves the king's habit of travelling with his own food box. Number 6. The personal food box ritual. Wherever Charles goes, a small red leather box goes too. No, not the iconic state box of documents. A different one. This one is filled with his personal snacks, dried fruit, crackers, and seeds he prefers for quick energy. Royal staff call it the King's Emergency Supply, and they say he has followed this ritual for decades. Because Charles rarely trusts unknown kitchens. He is careful, health-focused, and prefers food prepared exactly to his standards. But his next ritual is even more peculiar, because it involves how he eats eggs. Number 5. The soft-boiled egg ritual. There is a long-running rumour that Charles demands exactly 7 soft-boiled eggs at breakfast, so he can choose the perfect one. Darren McGrady has denied it, but other staff say the ritual is partially true. Charles does expect his soft-boiled egg cooked to the exact second. If it's underdone, he will not touch it. If it's overdone, it's sent back. Why the obsession? Because eggs were part of his childhood comfort meals. One of the few traditions from his early years he still follows. But the ritual involving his dinner preferences is even more revealing. Number 4. The no lunch, late dinner cycle. Skipping lunch affects more than just the middle of the day. It pushes Charles's entire meal schedule late into the evening. He often eats dinner far later than other royals, sometimes after 8:30 or 9 p.m. This creates a ripple effect. Staff must delay service, banquets must adjust timelines, and visiting guests often wait longer than expected for meals. It's not inconvenience he seeks, it's structure, a rhythm he uses to maintain his focus and endurance throughout the day. But the strangest ritual appears when he sits at a banquet table, because Charles uses a very subtle gesture to control the entire meal. Number 3. The silent dining signal. For centuries, British monarchs have used a simple rule. When the king stops eating, everyone stops eating. Charles continues this tradition, but with a small modern twist. At formal events, he gives a near-invisible signal to indicate when service should start, and stop. Most guests never notice it until it's too late. It's a quiet reminder that royal meals are not about food, they are choreography. But even this ritual isn't as unusual as the one he uses when hosting foreign leaders. Number 2. The Follow My Lead protocol. When guests dine with King Charles, they are required to follow his pace. If he speeds up, they do too. If he slows down, the entire table adjusts. And if he stops entirely, even to speak, every fork in the room freezes. This ritual helps maintain order and timing, especially during diplomatic meals where every minute is scheduled. But behind the scenes, staff say Charles follows one ritual even stricter than this, a personal rule he rarely breaks. Number 1. The ritual of simplicity. Of all the royal dining rituals, the most unexpected is how simple Charles's daily meals really are. He prefers vegetables from his own gardens. He avoids heavy sauces and sugary desserts. He loves straightforward dishes, wild mushrooms, organic eggs, fresh fish, grains, and seasonal vegetables. This simplicity is not lack of luxury, it is discipline, and identity. Charles believes eating clean honors the land that sustains him. It is the one ritual that shapes every choice he makes at the dining table, public or private. And now as king, this philosophy isn't just a preference, it is part of the monarchy's modern image: responsible, conscious, grounded. A surprising truth behind a man often seen only through ceremony. And that brings us to the end of our journey through the strange dining rituals King Charles still follows today. These quiet habits, some ancient, some deeply personal, reveal far more about the man behind the crown than any public appearance ever could. If you enjoyed exploring this hidden side of royal life, take a moment to let me know. Leave a comment with the ritual that surprised you the most. I read every single one. And if you learned something new, tap the like button. So this story reaches more people who love royal mysteries as much as you do. Most importantly, make sure you subscribe before you go. There are so many more royal secrets, rituals, and forgotten traditions coming, and I'd love to have you with us for the next chapter. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.